I guess the main reason why I'm trying to make this video is I want people to be encouraged to still work on cars. A lot of these younger kids, they don't even want to get their driver's license.
GarageCast is broadcasting from a two-car garage somewhere in Oklahoma.
So there's a lot of ways to kill a project car. In our last video, we went over 2 of the categories, and we got 3 more categories to go over, and I'm gonna jump into them right now. Budget. If you don't budget correctly, it can kill your ride. Here's one genuine thing I want to make sure I put in when it comes to budget. I had this explained to me probably 5 or 6 years into working on cars. You separate your bills from your project money. You don't dabble them together. If you invest money into your project, make sure you can invest that money, because the last thing you want to do is turn around, take anything you bought for your project and sell it for less than what you paid for it just so you could pay a bill one month. There was a point where I needed money so bad I was selling just about everything. I had a really nice toolbox. I think I spent probably about $4,000 or $5,000 on it. I probably should have kept it, but I sold it for about $1,600 just because I thought I needed some money. Wasn't budgeting right, and I used all that money to pay the bills. Got them. And I'm not saying don't pay your bills before you buy your project truck or your project car, or whatever project you're working on. I'm not saying don't pay your bills first. What I'm saying is try to separate that money. That way, if you sell something like a project car, that money you should put into your next project. That way your fund money is always there. You build within your means. But that's why, like on my S10, I still have stock wheels. Instead of buying wheels, I painted them. This is ways you can get through the budget problems. I would love to put a full paint job on my S10 today. I would like to have a fancy set of rims and tires on it, and a giant stereo, an air ride. It's just not my budget right now. That's why I'm trying to take vehicles like my Tahoe, get them fixed up really nice to where I can sell them for a legitimate price that I could use towards putting towards other projects. So last thing you want to do is run out of money on a project and sell half the stuff you had for it. And then again, it'll end up sitting and sitting until you sell it, which is the death of your project. One of the biggest things that'll kill a project. While we are here, I'm highly guilty of this. I mean, I could put up a picture of my Blazer, the one I was speaking about that went on its roof. I was doing a V8 swap. That's not a good example while we're here. That was more for budgeting. So let's bring that up. Let's go back to the budget.
Try here. Stop.
Along with your budget, you need to have a plan. Why my Blazer died was because I was deciding that I was going to do a V8 swap, add air ride, 215s, shave every body line on it. What else did we do to it? There was so much stuff I was doing to this thing at once. That'll definitely tear up your budget as well. Is just try to focus on one thing at a time. I really wish I would have just focused on the V8 swap and didn't mess with anything else on that Blazer. I probably still have it to this day. Hope that makes sense. So back, while we are here, this is about prioritizing again with what I was just talking about. But it's one of those, well, I already have to pull the motor.
So while I got the motor out, let's go ahead and shave the firewall. Well, since I'm shaving the firewall, we're going to upgrade the brake booster.
You need to sit down and make a plan on what you're going to do to it and stick to that plan. What other ways you can say while we're here? The thing that keeps on sticking out in my mind is like usually you're already doing like a repair on the door and there's like a scratch over here. Well, while we're here, let's fix that. So you fix that scratch. Well, there's another dent over here. Let's go ahead and fix that. And you're just trying to fix the main damage on the door. And now you're doing a light blend, you know, from headlight to tail light. It's hot out here. So we need to talk about projects. A place to work on your car. It can limit what you can do to your car, but as long as you got a parking spot, you have a place to work on your car. I can see how some apartments and some landlords wouldn't want you to have a dismantled vehicle in the front of their house. Keep it looking respectful while it's there. Don't just leave everything out willy-nilly, like parts hanging out and I started out 25 years ago, like I said, working out of my parents' driveway, and I would borrow my dad's tools until I finally started buying my own. But you can get a lot accomplished in a driveway. I mean, it sucks because if it rains, you're done for the day. Unless you have some kind of like tarp set up. I've done that before. Just saying that you don't have a place to work on a car is just an excuse not to do it. But chances are, if you're wanting to do a project car, you'll want to work on this wherever you can. You could even hit up a friend that might have a better place to work on it. You never know. Another thing is if you have a garage, but you can't work on a car in the garage when it is raining and stuff like that, get a storage unit. I pay like $70 a month for a storage unit that's almost the same size as my garage. It allows me to keep my garage empty to where I could pull a vehicle in here. It's just another thing to consider. And if you don't want to do a storage unit and you have the means, get an outside storage unit. I've never had a setup like this where I could pull a vehicle into my garage and work on it my entire life until I moved into this house. This wasn't something I got overnight, and trust me, I appreciate every bit of it. I guess the main reason why I'm trying to make this video is I want people to be encouraged to still work on cars. A lot of these younger kids, they don't even want to get their driver's license, and I think that's messed up. So I kind of want to make sure that we, even though it's not the cars we may not like to work on, the fact that anyone would be able to take a car and want to customize it, that's a direction I think would be good for everybody. Like, wish I was better with words. This is why usually you just see videos of me working on stuff instead of talking. No, but really, I think it would be cool if we start seeing more and more of the younger generations getting into cars, whether it's racing or lowriders, old cars, new cars, front wheel drive, rear wheel drive. I don't care if it's a car. The main thing for me is when I work on a car is for me to get away from stuff and just be in my garage, be in my mind by myself, and just it's relaxing to me. Like, I hope this makes sense. Well, I'm only 30 videos in. This is probably not going to be my best videos, but hopefully the point is there. I guess we can try editing this up and see where we're at. Bye.